Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. This is Lenore and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Sagittarius. So if that is your solar, lunar, ascendant, or rising sign, this is the message for you. I'm going to go ahead and get started real quick here. Okay. All right. So if this is your first time watching one of my videos, thank you so much for clicking on the channel, on the video. Thank you for, just letting it play, hopefully, and getting some kind of message out of this. And if you are returning, I thank you. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know what kind of symbols you're seeing in the cups. I'd love to hear from you. What kind of impressions, what, are my messages resonating with you? And let's just kind of get into this already. Okay, I like to spin it around. This one's really interesting. Seeing, there's like some really clear, sometimes it's just chaos, right? They're just all over the place. But this one is really interesting. And I'm going to start with these up here. These two formations are really interesting to me. This one looks like a dragon. It even has like the little tail and the little triangle at the end, the little tip, and the wings and its little head here. It looks like it's going right over here to start just like going to war with this figure that when I looked at it, it really reminded me of kind of the outline of like a saint or an archangel. And, we probably all are familiar with the story of Michael and the dragon, whom he slays, right? So, what does this mean for us? I really think that there's been some kind of, either some kind of spiritual sickness, some kind of maybe physical ailment. I think that you've really been not feeling well, probably. That could be one or the other. It could be emotional or physical, spiritual, all of it, all of those things too, So, it's not, once one thing is kind of out of balance, it's easy for all of the other things to kind of go along with it, right? But Saint Michael is a protector of, spiritual wellness, of just general, overall wellness, basically. Also protector of faith and fights against evil. Okay, so I usually would not align a dragon with anything evil. I usually don't go for that interpretation. I do think, however, in this case, just because of this very strong dualistic imagery, I think it's definitely something that, I wouldn't say it's evil, but it's something that has caused some discomfort in your normal state of being, okay? So I really think that not only have you been fighting against this, but I really think that, the higher, your higher guardians, daemon, elders, ancestors, whatever it is that you believe in, are really looking out for you during this period. And I think that they have been, helping you fight this battle. And I think, definitely it has been a struggle. And I think that it's really been, kind of weighing on you. It's interesting too, because when I noticed when I kind of turn this, it almost kind of looks like a dragon itself. This, the Saint Michael or the Archangel Michael, kind of looks like it turns into a dragon itself. So what would that mean? Okay, on the deepest level, just, how dynamic anything can be, right? Even our best intentions, are the parts of us that go to war against, whatever it is, whatever we're leading a crusade against, whatever part of us, there's always that so-called shadow side, or, and it doesn't have to be super like black and white dualistic, but it's another aspect. Every part of every archetype that we have in us, right? We have all the archetypes within us. Every one of those archetypes also are very dynamic and have different aspects, different attributes, and multiple parts of each of those archetypes are active at the same time. So this is what, is usually called like cognitive dissonance, okay? So I almost wonder, I almost kind of wonder if this is, I don't see it as like succumbing to this dragon energy, this part of yourself that's fighting this other part, and then succumbing to this kind of I think that there is an aspect of dragon within the part that is fighting whatever ailment is happening. Okay, so what does that really mean? I have to kind of look further into the cup, but I think part of the message of whatever you're going through right now is that you need to be self-aware that, some of your behaviors or beliefs, or maybe just like the way that you're living is maybe not benefiting this battle that you have going on. Okay. And, whatever sickness is activated within some archetype within yourself. Okay. And that's more probably in this hero archetype. Okay. So the hero archetype is very aligned with this kind of, masculine ego. And, I think part of integrating that part of yourself so it doesn't become problematic for you is that you have to be aware, that it really can lead you to places where you're not really working. I'm trying to think how to say this without going in too many circles, but that's really what it is. It's just going in circles, right? So, and that goes with this dragon serpent in the Ouroboros, where it's just the serpent, or this kind of reptilian energy just feeding on itself, and forever. But so anyways, basically what I'm saying is that there's something going on. It is, it's allowing this ailment to continue with you. I think that there's going to be some kind of psychic work that needs to be done within the psyche. I think that it's something that, it's difficult. It's going to be difficult. I'm not saying that this is going to heal a physical ailment. And obviously, just a disclaimer, if there is something going on where you are sick, or you haven't been feeling well or whatever, please go see a doctor. Please get a medical opinion. I am not qualified for anything like that. I cannot give advice. But, the only things that I can give you are, what I'm seeing in these tea leaves and things that are my own experience, anecdotal, whatever. But that doesn't by any means, that doesn't mean that I know what I'm really talking about. So please, if you don't feel good, go see your doctor. But okay, so where are we? We're going down this way. And then, you know, as I'm looking at the same one, and I know we're just getting stuck on that one, really. It almost kind of looks like somebody is riding, and I didn't see that before. So it kind of turns from this archangel figure, and then we turn it kind of from this right here. Let's see. It looks like it's turned into the dragon, but really if I turn it more like this, it looks like somebody is riding this dragon, and it goes from it looking like wings to almost like somebody riding it with a like bow and arrow, maybe. It looks like a bow to me. So what does that mean? You know, I get this other imagery of like Diana, the goddess. It reminds me also of Margaret, Saint Margaret and the dinosaur and the dragon. Okay, and she was a virginal archetype, as well as you know, Diana in the huntress form is kind of a virginal, young, youthful archetype as well, goddess figure. So I think that really, and what are these, what does this archetype have? What are the attributes that are important? I think one of the biggest ones is its connection to like the lunar psyche. Okay, so the unconscious, and I think that really just ties into this idea that you're going to have to really do some searching in yourself, look into some of the maybe some of the feelings, emotions that you find very difficult, that have become blockages for you. And I think you know, they start to manifest as things that are just making you feel ill. And I really kind of am getting the impression that this is, you know, kind of almost psychosomatic to some degree. But again, like I said, if you really don't feel good, please go to the doctor. And if, you know, it's manifesting as anything, anxiety, depression, any of those kinds of things, mania, all of that, please, you know, seek medical professional help. I can't, you know, I don't have any answers to that stuff. And I can't, you know, I can't tell you anything beyond what I'm seeing here. Which this is, as they say, this is entertainment. This is entertainment stuff. Okay, so that lunar goddess riding the dragon, I think it's just, you know, finding that, tapping into that, that deeper feminine, night side kind of energy, right? And you have to just kind of go to some scary places sometimes to, you know, to really commune with that part of yourself. It sometimes is very uncomfortable, okay? But I think, you know, I think that we're looking at almost two different kinds of dragons here. That maybe like a creative life force, kind of almost like a kundalini serpent type thing, and then this other dragon over here, which, you know, I think is the manifestation of that unwellness that's going on. Okay, and so let's see, what else can we see? I want to see if we can see anything about what kind of what this really has to do with, what and this one's interesting. It looks like everything looks like a dragon to me tonight. No, it kind of just looks like some medieval demon with like the horns. And so let's see. I want to look at it another way. I want to see if this kind of, if I can get any other kind of, well, and there it looks even more like that. If he's, now it looks like the mouth and the wings. And so, okay. I think you're just, my goodness, I really feel like you're just going through it right now, Sagittarius. And, you know, I don't know exactly. I feel like, you know, I get this impression that you've been having some really crazy nightmares. I feel like just generally you have not, what is the word, malaise? Just general unwell feelings, okay? Which is right now, anyways, I don't know when you guys are going to see this video, but right now we're in, you know, the Sagittarius season. So this is like your birthday, well, if you're solar anyways, a solar Sagittarius, your birthday season. So I wonder if some of this has to do with like anxiety about the passage of time. I really think I have this like intense feeling that there's just been some like, it's like something's really pushed you to feel like you need to look. I don't know if it's been dreams, visions. I feel like there's just been this real intense push to go towards this kind of moon energy. This I see in my mind's eye this Diana energy, this huntress at night, kind of running in between the trees and the foliage, and you know the moon is up there, and there's just this like terror, a feeling of just like terror, like it's like a primitive, you know, like primeval kind of just something has stopped you dead in your tracks, okay? And I feel like it's not even clear what it is. I don't think you know what it is, but I think, or maybe you do, you have some idea, okay? But you know that it's something that is difficult and that's scary because you're in this terror mode, okay? Almost like the fight or flight. I feel like you're really just, you haven't decided exactly, are you going to run? Are you going to fight this? But with that, with the archangel symbol, I wonder, maybe you are going to fight. I think even the sword is already out. It's already, you know, I think maybe I misspoke. Maybe you have decided. You still are considering running though. Okay. And that's okay. But I think that it's just, there's something coming. And I feel like it's not necessarily going to be a physical thing. Okay, I think this is like something in your dream world. This is something in your spiritual realm. Something that wants to show itself to you. And I don't know that it's going to be a negative thing ultimately. And now we can talk about, you know, the idea that nothing's really, even if it is, you know, so-called demonic or you know, a so-called negative or evil archetype or whatever, that we integrate those things, the shadow parts. And that's the only way that we can ever truly get over that kind of stuff. We can never get over whatever the ordeal is by befriending those parts of ourselves, of our psyche, of our spiritual static, is by embracing And I don't mean by, you know, taking on the qualities and letting that, you know, change your personality or your, you know, bring you into actions that, you know, would, whatever, be negative. But what I'm saying is, you know, having empathy for those parts of yourself that are hard to sympathize with or be empathetic towards. And through that kind of understanding, then those things stop being so scary, stop being so, they don't rule you anymore because you know them. You know, what we don't know, what we hide from, that's scary. That's what's scary. Once you get to know something, you understand how it works, you know, the veil has been lifted. So I'm not getting a lot of clarity on what is coming for you, but I know that you are really in a place of some deep anxiety. I am seeing here though, up here, this bird, 2 little birds, okay, and they're in this kind of psychic realm, the spiritual realm, the metaphysical realm up here on the rim. So I feel like, you know, and hopefully that, let me try to show this again. I want to make sure you can really see it. This is where the birds are, okay? And I hope that's, you know, viewable. I'm trying to work on my lighting so it's a little better. I really think that there's going, you know, there's this little glimpse of like absolute freedom coming, okay? And I think that I'm so interested. This reading has me very interested. I really think that through, you know, seeking knowledge about your situation, about your fears, about whatever this blockage is, by facing it, and I'm seeing this really be backed up. I see right here that looks like almost like an ibis bird, okay? And I see another bird up here, but more importantly, this ibis bird that would be the symbol of Thoth, okay? And so to me, this is seek the knowledge, okay? Seek the facts, do the science, you know, look at it from all angles, all levels of perception, you know, try to really, you know, come to whatever this thing is from all sides. So you can, you know, you don't have a bias against whatever's going on. And only in that way are you going to be able to master it and, you know, transmute it into a true sense of wisdom. And it's going to really benefit you. And I don't think this is going to be easy because this stuff is never easy. And I think this really is something that is coming up for you very quickly. I think that it almost feels like it's coming out of nowhere. Like to you, you feel like this is like not something you were prepared for. I think it's like, you know, it's almost like kind of like a suppressed memory kind of thing where, you know, all of a sudden you start having like glimpses of fragments of, you know, little information, visual things, smells, whatever, sounds, sensations. It's kind of like that, but like, I think this is like something within your interior work, your dream work, you know, visitation from something spiritual or, you know, whatever macrobial, I don't know exactly, but I know that, you know, and I'm sorry that I feel like I feel a lot of fear. And I think it's just, you know, all I can say is the thing that I can relate it to, and this is what I'm envisioning in my mind, is for my own personal experience, is grief, like an overwhelming tsunami of grief. I don't think that's what this is for you, but this is what I can relate it to, is that when I've gone through a few periods in my life where, you know, people have gone and stuff. But some years ago, almost 10 years ago, I had a time where a few important people died really close to each other, you know, in time, over a few months, 6 months, there were like 5 people that died. And I just didn't even, I was so wrecked by it. It was so stunning to me. It was like everything had just been wiped out in my life, it felt like. And I was so scared that I was going to drown in the grief because it was like palpable. I mean, it had its own energy, atmosphere. I know that looking back on that, I just was like exuding this feeling. I was like in a cloud of just darkness, right? And I just was trying to do anything to get away from it, not deal with it. I thought I could somehow trick it or escape it, trick myself out of feeling that way. And ultimately, the only thing that worked for me was by facing it straight on. And this, treading for water, so to speak, I just, I was trying to keep my head afloat. Finally, I just kind of like let it overtake me, and I felt my feelings. And, I had to just go straight through it head on. And it was hard. It was difficult. It lasted for years. I'm not going to lie. I mean, multiple years I was working on just, surviving, basically just surviving moment to moment, and, whatever. And it was very hard, but I learned in that situation that, I could survive pretty much anything, probably. And, no matter what you do to try to avoid these situations that happen in our lives, there's no way to just get around it. There's, you can live in this illusion that you somehow have, gotten out of the lessons of life, or, the ordeals and situations, the mysteries of the universe and of life, and, whatever. But you can't. So it is my advice to anyone and everyone that find support. Obviously you can, if it's really intense, and we all need support. We all need people in our lives, or animals. My cats are what really helped me stay alive during some of those days. And just checking in with people, even if they're not great friends, it could be a therapist, counselor, support group, anything like that. Even people on Facebook, or whatever social platform you use, just, having check-ins with people. But, you can't avoid dealing with these things. And, I feel like whatever's going on, it feels really scary. I don't think that it's something so bad that like you can't, it feels like it's scarier than it's gonna be. Okay. And I think this is really more just about exploring part of your psyche, exploring part of yourself that you haven't really wanted to get to know yet. Okay. And for what reason, I don't know. Okay. I don't, but, I do think that it will be beneficial to you. Okay. And I think that, it's this, if you're a person that is really trying to, evolve, spiritually, intellectually, whatever, we have these ordeals that we do have to go through. And, they are hard, but they are worth the effort. Okay. And, yeah, I don't know. This was a, a very intense reading, Sagittarius, but I think, you know, I think that you are a very capable and strong person. And I get that sense in this too. And I think that, you know, it's gonna be something that in retrospect, you're gonna look back and be happy that you were able to do this work. Okay. All right. That's my message for you tonight, Sagittarius. And if you would go ahead and if this resonated with you, or if you just listened and, you know, it made you feel some way, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know how you're doing. And, you know, it would be wonderful if you ever shared the videos or anything like that. I'm just, you know, I'm so honored to be able to bring these messages to people and to spend this time with you. Thank you so much. Again, this is Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenore. Have a good night.